everyone, my name's Yogi Paliwal, and today we're going to be interviewing people that work at comic book stores and other stores if we don't find anything funny. It should be good, hopefully it's going to be good. Also, I'm a comedian and Bob Ross aficionado. So let's go, guys. That's locked, gotta go around. So today we're at the Dreaming comic book shop in the University District, and we're going to ask a guy a couple questions. Come on, let's go. Wrong store. We're talking with...
You're talking to Aaron Tarbuck, owner of the Dreaming Comics and Games.
Are there any customers that you're just like, they just too many questions, or are you pretty friendly enough to where it's like, I love everybody that comes in here?
I would say I am the latter, not the former. We service all range of free-range geekdom here. If there's a problem, it's because here we are in the University District, and you get the homeless, and in particular if they're extra smelly or a bit dubious, like over-eyeing your products to slip into their bag. Yeah. That's probably the biggest issue.
How often do you get homeless people here?
Off and on. I mean, I've been working on University District since '89, so being down here for about a good 20 plus years, you get a lot of homeless. I mean, homeless and drug issues. I mean, these days they've done a lot of gentrification in the area, particularly the last 5 years, so it is getting a lot more cleaned up and a lot different, but I'm not getting as many tweakers wandering in to like stare at books while they're out of their gourd, but Did you ever like run into a homeless guy who was like, he clearly was really into comic books, but just his life went in a bad direction, and so he's at a point where he can't afford things, but he shows up once a week and you gotta go, Carl, you gotta get out. I can't have you around the books. It's very interesting that you bring that up. I have a couple customers like that, but I don't have to send them away. They're very respectful of the space, and number two, they're clean.
What's the worst smelling customer you think you've had before?
Gosh. Are we trying to describe the smell or the customer?
A little bit of both. Let's do a little bit of both.
I think probably the more unsavory end of the wafty sort is a really particular scent that some have who have a combination of lack of personal hygiene repeatedly over time, and I don't even want to speculate what in their diet, but they arrive at sort of a sour milk smell.
Sour milk?
Yeah, it's like if you've left cartons of soured milk out, it's like they've bathed a bit in it, and that can be one of the more unfortunate.
In your time here, who are worse smelling? Smelly customers or the homeless people you were talking about earlier?
I'll be frank, really dubious smelling homeless or problematic homeless have been less an issue here. Yeah. So technically it would probably be at a dollar paying customer that comes in. Being offensive is probably a more larger demographic that I've encountered.
With Disney acquiring the Star Wars and all the new news about that, do you think there will be a rise in Star Wars erotica? So we decided to sit down because we're more comfortable and we're better friends now. Is it the dice or is it the DM that kills you?
Well, that is the eternal question. It will really depend on the individual gamer group.
When it comes to dice, do you play a lot of Boggle?
No, I don't. I've always been more enamored in games with their settings and their backgrounds more than their mechanics and systems. But I do enjoy a number of board games and non-collectible card games also.
You don't think Boggle was innovative with making that little bubble and having the dice in it so you wouldn't lose the dice?
That was fun, but even as a child, I remember some 70s games that already had the same sort of a format. So, I won't say anything wrong with Boggle, but I just can't advocate Boggle as strong as another does, perhaps.
So Boggle's not your top 10?
No, not really.
Top 20?
I'm sorry. I'm going to be terrible.
Top 50?
Yes, I can put Boggle in a top 50, definitely.
Top 40?
Let's give Boggle a top 40.
Well, guys, we learned a lot today. We learned that comic book shop owners are pretty nice. Other than that, it was pretty much a waste of time. Let's get some pussy! Is the hair good? Is the hair good? The hair good?